So let's be honest. Are you just playing with AI, or are you actually getting good at it? It's a real question because a lot of us are kind of stuck in that first phase. Well, today we're going to break down a framework that shows the real path from just messing around to actual proficiency. So let's dive in.
You've probably seen this happen, right? Your company rolls out some new AI tool, there's a big, exciting announcement, and then, just a few weeks later, crickets. Nobody's using it. So what happened? Well, it almost always comes down to this one single critical moment of frustration.
And yep, this is that moment. You ask the AI to do something, and what you get back is either super generic or, even worse, just confidently wrong. And you immediately think, you know what? It's faster to just do this myself. That right there, that's the trough of disillusionment. It's basically where most AI initiatives go to die, and it all starts at level 1.
So that brings us right to level 101. This is the entry point. It's where pretty much all corporate training starts, and if we're being honest, it's where most of it stops too. The whole focus here is on the bare bones basics, and people end up treating AI less like a collaborator and more like, I don't know, a magic wand you just wave at a problem.
Okay, so what does a 101 user look like? Well, they know how to log in, they know what buttons to push, but there's absolutely zero strategy behind it. They'll give it a super basic command, like write a report with no context at all. Or they'll do the complete opposite and just dump a massive, totally unorganized 100-page document in there and just hope for the best. And the result? You guessed it. It's that generic, useless output that sends you tumbling right into that trough of disillusionment.
Now look at this. This is the fundamental shift. A 101 user just lobs a vague request over the fence, like write a report. But a 201 user, they don't even start with a request. Nope, they start by gathering the key context, breaking that big task down into smaller, manageable pieces, and they're fully prepared to guide the AI through a few drafts. It is a completely different way of thinking.
And that brings us to the absolute core of what we're talking about today, level 201. We're calling it the missing middle. And listen, this isn't about becoming more technical, not at all. It's about becoming a better manager. This is that crucial, often totally ignored stage where you start to create some serious value with AI.
Okay, if you remember one thing, let it be this. This is probably the single most important mindset shift you can make. Stop thinking about AI as some magic black box or a piece of software. Instead, think of it as a capable but inexperienced intern, right? It's incredibly smart, it's super fast, but it has no real-world experience. It's got all this raw capability, but it absolutely needs clear direction, good source materials, and your feedback to do great work.
So, a 21 user actually has a workflow, a management workflow. They don't just prompt. They curate the best possible information. They break down big projects into smaller subtasks, and then they work with the AI step by step to refine a draft from, say, 70% good to 95% perfect. And maybe the most important part? They're building that critical judgment to know when to trust the output, when to question it, and exactly where the AI's limits are.
And what's interesting is that inside this 201 level, people usually fall into one of two camps. You've got your centaurs who divide the work really cleanly. It's like, okay, AI, you do this part and I'll handle that part. Then you have the cyborgs who have this really fluid back and forth conversation with the AI. It's almost like a dance. Now, neither one is better than the other. It's really just about finding the style that works for you. Okay, but being a great 201 user yourself can only take you so far, right? To get that real company-wide impact, you've got to get to level 301. And this is where it's all about leadership. This is about creating the right environment so that all those amazing 201 skills can actually grow and scale across the whole organization. So what does that look like? Well, at the 301 level, leaders need to figure out where AI actually adds value for their specific business. They have to give clear guidance, permission, really, on what's safe to use so people can get past the fear and actually start experimenting. You need systems to share wins and losses, so every single team isn't starting from scratch. And this one is huge. You have to make sure your junior employees can still learn and develop their own professional judgment, even when a lot of the basic tasks are being automated away.
So what does it actually take to get someone from 101 to 201? You might be surprised. The research points to a magic number: 5 hours. That's it. Employees who get more than 5 hours of formal, dedicated training are dramatically more likely to become productive, regular users of AI. It just goes to show you, messing around with it on your own isn't enough. All right, let's round this out and talk about the final level in the framework, level 401. This is the technical layer. This is where the builders, the coders, and the engineers live. The people working on the deep technical stuff that makes all of this possible.
We're talking about things like API integrations to connect AI to other software, building out custom knowledge bases with something called RAG, which lets the AI tap into your company's private data, or even fine-tuning models. Now, this stuff is absolutely vital, and honestly, there's already a ton of good training out there for this technical side. But here's the twist.
And this is a really, really critical point. Yes, you absolutely need your technical 401 people, but they shouldn't be the ones leading the charge on company-wide adoption. Who should? Your best managers. Why? Because, as we've just seen, getting real value out of AI is a management skill, not just a tech skill. You're trying to guide something that acts more like a person than it does a simple, predictable piece of software.
So, look, if there's one single thing you take away from all this, let it be this. The biggest roadblock to AI productivity right now, it's not a lack of technical skill. It's a lack of applied judgment and management skill. That missing middle, that level 201, that is the gap that organizations absolutely have to focus on bridging.
And that really just leaves us with one final question for you. If you look at this framework and you're being really honest, where are you? Where is your team? And where is your whole organization? Are you all still kind of stuck in that 101 magic wand phase? Or are you actively building the management skills you need for that missing middle? Because your answer to that question could be the key to unlocking some serious productivity. Thanks for joining me.